Ho, 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 and welcome to the Christmas special. So what makes this Christmas special so special? I'm doing something that I never do. So if you watch my videos, you know that I don't take any paid sponsors. I think that if I took paid sponsorships, it would compromise the integrity of my channel because then you wouldn't know whether or not I'm talking about a protocol that I like or a protocol that I'm being paid to like. So for one or two videos, I'm not sure how many sponsors I'll get, but for one or two videos, I'm going to break that rule. And here's why. There are people who need money out there. You may or may not know this. And if you follow me on Twitter or you follow some of my other YouTube videos, you know that I really, really like to give to charity. I'm bullish on good karma. So what I have done is for these, I think maybe two videos, I am accepting paid sponsorships. So this video is going to be nothing but paid sponsorships, video or protocols that have paid me to talk about their protocol, and all of that money, 100% of that sponsorship money is going to go directly to charity, and that charity is going to be doxed. The wallet is going to be doxed. I made a wallet specifically for these charities. It's going to be in the description down below. I'm also going to do a spreadsheet that shows every single place those funds go to, and I'm really excited about the first place these funds are going to. I may even do a video specifically about that. So without further ado, let's get into the very first sponsor. That is Metaverse Pro. So huge shout out to Metaverse Pro for sponsoring this video. When you see what happens with these funds, I think you'll be very excited about the good things that have come from this. So anyways, Metaverse Pro, they gave me 10 meta to sort of stake on their platform and experience the power of 6/6. So you know, Hector DAO has 4/4, which was cool. It was unique. It was different. Ohm had their 3/3, but Metaverse Pro has 6/6, which is in fact something totally new, unique, and different. And what I think is most interesting, it's not inflationary. Now, how could that be? Well, let's talk about it. First, I'm going to stake my meta, because with the 6/6 strategy, you need to actually have wrapped S meta. So we're going to be utilizing, hopefully I have enough gas. I have the tiniest bit of gas. I'm using the charity wallet here, which I just sent the rest of my BNB from my other wallet. So anyways, staking now, and then I'm going to wrap next. And after I wrap, then I can participate in the staking of this, doing the 6/6 strategy. So effectively what happens is the Metaverse team has taken out a chunk of S meta. So the team will withdraw 20 to 50,000 S meta from their own multi-sig wallet and wrap it into wrapped S meta, and that'll serve as the prize pool that will be distributed to those in the staking pool on an hourly basis. So that's already pretty cool, right? There are some lockup rules, right? So first you need to know that there's a maximum of 5% APR per day, which is ROI per day. What they mean is return on investment per day. So 5% ROI per day that'll be earned from the staking pool. 5% is ridiculously high, so keep that in mind. And it'll be distributed on an hourly basis. So how are they able to give this, you know, really high percentage on an hourly basis? Well, that's an excellent question. Here we see how, right? So each day, 10 p.m. to 10 p.m. Sorry, 10 p.m. to 10 p.m. Okay, 20 to 40% of the new funds into the treasury, added into the treasury during the preceding 24 hours, will be used to buy back meta, and then convert to wrapped stake meta, and then be distributed to 6/6 stakers. So each day, 20 to 40% of new funds are being converted into wrapped S meta to be distributed to the people in the 6/6 strategy. So remember, wrapped S meta is already getting 123,000% intrinsic APY from being staked. They're ratcheting that up to, well, let's go look at it, 2.3 billion% APY with this strategy. And again, this is non-inflationary, which blows my mind, absolutely blows my mind. So here we go. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this. Ooh, a lot of transactions. I hope I can make it. Yeah, 12 cents. I can make that. So I'm going to wrap my meta, and then I'm going to bring it over here and stake it. So I'm going to stake my already staked meta for even more. Okay, so it's already approved. I have to refresh, right? Refresh is the magical button of DeFi. I may have to refresh a few more times. There we go. Max. All right. Very cool. Now, there is something you need to be aware of, which is that there's a lockup period. The lockup period is 5 days, and if you withdraw your funds within that 5 days, then you will suffer a penalty, a pretty severe penalty as well. Now, this helps stabilize this pool and helps ensure that people aren't just jumping in and jumping out for each different yield, right? We're on the BSC chain, so you could do that theoretically without much cost to you due to low gas fees. Not really a viable strategy on Ethereum for most people. Okay, so I believe it's all wrapped. I have to refresh to make sure. Yes, so I have 0. So all my meta is wrapped. I can come over here now. And I'm going to lock this up for 5 days. And if you withdraw before that, you'll get a 30% penalty on your principal. So on the deposit amount, not on your profit, on your principal. So do keep that in mind. That is something to be aware of. And look at this. I mean, how classy, right? They're even telling you there's no like hidden 30% fee. They're not trying to rob you of the 30% fee. They're really telling you that there's a 30% fee. They want you to know. And I respect that. Okay, so here we go. Accepting this right here. Bada bing, bada boom. And, you know, they even link to their own white paper, their own documents. And this is sort of where I found out about how it works, about the how the team is taking their own payment, right, their own multi-sig wallet, and they're using this for the strategy. And then it's not inflationary because they're literally doing buybacks with the new funds in the treasury, and only the new funds. So they're not eating into this if there's no new funds. They're only taking new treasury money and then using that for the prize pool again. Okay. In the event that the prize pool becomes low, the team may also use extra meta from the bond creation to top up the prize pool again. So a few things. Yeah, gonna stake that. Accept and stake. Oh, did I already stake? Let me refresh. I may have already staked. I don't want to double up on transactions. Yes. Okay. So I've staked my meta. I've wrapped my staked meta, and then I've staked my wrapped staked meta. That is pretty meta. Okay. So there we go. Now, upcoming thing for Metaverse Pro, they do have a zapping feature, which is pretty cool. So you can just zap right in to your bonds and to wrapping. So you can zap into wrapping, which is pretty neat. You can zap into staking, and you can zap into bonds. So zapping, if you don't know, just means you can provide one side of these assets, and it'll spit out the liquidity pool token, which you can then bond immediately. So that's coming soon, but that's what that means. Now you can look at the bond discounts here, pretty high, but remember the APY is also really high, so that's why the bond discounts are up there. But high bond discounts means high bond participation, which means increased treasury funds, which means more money into the 6/6 strategy. Okay, cool. And they're also doing permissionless bonds. Now this is going to be very similar to Olympus DAO's Olympus Pro. So what I am most interested in is seeing who their partners will be. So I think the success or lack of success of Olympus Pro was completely determined by the partners that they had with their bonds, right? If you go for like a hyperinflationary farm token as your partner, no one wants a discount on that. But if you go for a token that's a little bit closer to a blue chip that people really do want, everyone's going to take that bond because it's effectively like a really good APY if you can bond consistently. So I'll be interested to see what partners Metaverse Pro has with their bonding program to see if they can get some of the bigger names on the BSC chain. All right, and next month they're going to have a lending protocol, which of course, if you've been around these protocols long enough, you know what the lending protocols look like. You could have something like Rari, you could have something like Abracadabra, and effectively you can collateralize I wonder if you can collateralize your wrapped staked meta. That would be really cool. And then you can borrow against that, and you can even do looping, which would put you in the multi-billions of percents of APY. So I can see why this particular protocol is getting a lot of good press, because it's interesting. It's doing things that are new. And of course, as far as ohm forks go, especially in the season of ohm forks getting pretty wrecked, the ones that are going to do well longer term, the ones that are going to survive, are the ones that change things up a bit, right? And Metaverse Pro has, in fact, changed things up a bit. So let's go into the next protocol that has sponsored this video. All right, so we are looking at another DAO. This one is a bit colder than the last one. This one is Ice DAO, which is very fitting for the Avalanche chain. So Ice DAO has an APY of what? I don't even know what that number is. So we have million, billion, trillion, quadrillion, something, septillion around here, octillion, nonillion, dodecabillion. I don't know what this number is, but it's really, really big. If we look at the 5-day ROI, we'll see that it's 250%, which is pretty high. So I'm going to go ahead and stake their donation, which was a very generous 30 ICE tokens, not to be confused with ICE tokens, and again, in 2 weeks, so if I could really get like this ROI in 2 weeks, I would be very happy, because again, all of this is going to charity. So let's go ahead and stake this. You would stake this just like any other token. Approve first, then stake, and then there's a warm-up balance, right? So there's a warm-up period, and then you get sort of more balance. So if you look at the bottom here, it sort of tells you what the warm-up balance is all about. So if we scroll in, it says there's a 2 epoch. Remember, an epoch is each time you get rewards. Generally, there are 3 epochs per day. So this would be, in 1 day, you would have this accomplished. And then you can claim your funds. So users will accumulate rewards while their warm-up period, while they are in the warm-up period, but will not be able to claim for the first 2 epochs. When 2 epoch, I wonder if that's the plural. When 2 epoch has elapsed, your warm-up balance can be claimed from the warm-up contract to your wallet and receive the rebase rewards continuously. So again, when 2 epochs are over, then your warm-up balance can be claimed from the warm-up contract to your wallet and then receive the rebase rewards continuously. Okay. So first you want to I think I staked. Did I stake? No. I think I'm already staked. Am I already staked? Refresh. The magical button of DeFi. Okay, so here we go. Now I have deposited, right, my ICE. And now I have GLA, which is like staked ICE. And so now I need to sort of wait here for 2 epochs, which I'm totally cool with doing, to be able to continuously get my rewards and claim them. So awesome. You can see this is a pretty new protocol, and they already have an index of like 6.2. So these are, exponential increase. If you look at the dashboard, ICE price, $68, staking APY, quite high. And I mean, just out of curiosity, like how many zeros would that be? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 33, 6, 9. So 39 zeros. 39 zeros number. 39 zeros. That would be a duodecillion. So you have 534 duodecillion percent APY. Cool. And you can see all of their other metrics here. One of the cool things that they do is they have a functional DAO that votes on where the funds in the treasury will be used, either in low risk, medium risk, or high risk yielding opportunities. So one of the things that some of these DAOs are doing in order to have their yields make yields is they're committing their treasuries to high yield opportunities. So we've seen this with some of the ring forks, that the whole purpose of those things is they get money for you to lock up, and then they invest that into high yield opportunities, and that helps them sustain their rewards to you. IceDAO is doing something similar there, where they're taking the treasury supply and they're going to invest it into different funds, all voted on by their DAO. And I love to see decentralization. So they are going to have their own stablecoin and their own lending platform. So do watch out for that. It's going to be similar to Abracadabra or, all these other lending platforms with stablecoin opportunities. If you look at the backing per ICE, we have 10 per 60, which is about 1/7. So 10 per 68, 1/7. That percentage there would be 14%. So they have a 14% backing rate. And market cap 55 million. Whoa, really? 55 million? I thought it was lower than that. Okay. So, it doubled in the time that they told me about this, unless I'm missing something. So market cap is now $55 million, which is, again, so we've seen market caps for these sort of go, you have to beat the $20 million market cap in order to be a DAO that's going to last for a while, right? I'm not saying, last forever, but I'm saying if you want to be a DAO that's going to try to maintain momentum for a bit, you have to break that 20 million. They've clearly broken it. The next hurdle is going to be the 80 and then the 120. You have to look at these DAOs in terms of what other DAOs have done and where the other DAOs really struggled. So we'll see. That's pretty interesting. Their treasury balance is 7 million. So they're building up that treasury, building up their market cap, and they have bonds with absurdly high ROIs. So do keep that in mind. If you were participating in the IDO, you can claim your IDO funds here. Thank you, IceDAO, for your sponsorship and for contributing. I hope you're really excited about where your funds go in 2 weeks when I unclaim, hopefully at multiple hundreds or multiple thousands of percents higher with my ROI. Last but not least is Magneto. So Magneto is another DAO, but they are very different. And so they're kind of like a DAO 3.0. What they want to be is, well, let me just show you. So they haven't launched yet. They're still in the early stages. They have done their whitelisting and their pre-sales, and now they're sort of getting into their next stages. What they say is that they are the evolution of reserve currency protocols. Now, we know reserve currency protocols are like Ohm and Time and HectorDAO and Exodia and, ICE and Metaverse Pro. Magneto wants to be an evolution of these protocols. So what they're going to do is use 10% of their bond profits. So bond profits are when you commit a bond, a very, very tiny portion of that mints a new token. The rest of the value of the bond usually goes to the treasury. They're going to use 10% of those profits to invest in high quality crypto assets. So instead of doing high volatility and high yield investments, which is effectively what all of these ring forks are doing, not all of them. There are many ring forks investing in Anchor, and safer stable yields, but Magneto is going to look at high quality long-term crypto assets to invest in. And so what they're trying to do is effectively turn Magneto into a venture fund, right? So they want to get into opportunities that smaller users generally couldn't. So what that means is if you're a whale, you will get many really, really good opportunities to invest super early, super cheap. Right? Imagine everything is an IDO to you. Everything is, hey, you have a lot of money. We need some startup capital. Could you just, give us $100,000, $200,000? We'll give you our tokens for dirt cheap. And if they do well, you're going to make tons of X's. And so Magneto wants that to be sort of their investment model. They want to be in the venture capital realm and arena to sort of fund and bolster and build their own treasury. And if they can maintain this, that sort of bolstering of their treasury is going to provide quite substantial APRs and APYs for their investors. So this says it'll help incubate and build projects. So maybe they're going to do some sort of launchpad type thing, and all tokens acquired by the DAO will be owned by the treasury, creating an exponential value. Right. So exponential value just means that if you're acquiring these things in the early IDO or pre-IDO or pre-sale stages, and even a small portion of them end up being successful, you're going to have multiple X's. If any of you are participating in things like BSC pad, then you know that many of these tokens are almost guaranteed to 100 to 500x after they launch. Now you only get tiny allocations, but that's sort of the kind of deals that you can get when you have a lot of startup capital. Magneto is the next stage in the tried and tested reserve currency model. I am interested to see how well they do. I will admit, and this is an unbiased opinion, not a sponsorship opinion, I have been genuinely impressed with the way they've been running their pre-launch everything. I've been impressed with the web app. I've been impressed with their communication. I've been impressed with the way they ran their whitelist and re-ran their whitelist because they wanted to make it as fair as possible. So I don't know how well the protocol will do, That's just a fact. I don't. But I have been impressed by the team and their development so far. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they do. Total initial supply, 10 million, avalanche chain, and everything else is sort of upcoming. Many users already will have the AMAG, which I think it's AMAG, but that was their IDO token, and they'll be able to redeem MAG for that upon launch. So if you're interested in this protocol, join the Discord, right? You want to be early because it hasn't launched yet, and I do think that among the many Ohm forks, this one is going to be a spoon, right? This is going to be different. It's not going to be just another fork. So we have Metaverse Pro, Ice DAO, and Magnet DAO. Thank you all for sponsoring this video. Have the merriest of possible Christmases, the happiest of possible Hanukkahs. Have a fantastic and wonderful Kwanzaa. Whatever you celebrate, I hope it is absolutely amazing. God bless all of you, and I am almost equally as excited for this video as I am to do a follow-up video where we see where the funds from this went. So this video alone generated about $5,000 for charity, and I am humbled and amazed by that opportunity, and I can't wait for it to get into the right hands and really help human beings who need it. So I know this was a sponsored video. I know I don't do sponsors, but I hope you understand why I did it one time, or why I'm doing it for the holidays. Thank you for understanding. Thank you for watching, and have a wonderful rest of your day.